Hey guys, so I'm making dinner and I thought I would show you how I make a basic like vegetable soup, bean soup. I made this last week and 4 out of 4, the whole family loved it. So I decided to go ahead and make it again. Actually, Luis was asking me for it. He wanted to have it again. So I went ahead and made it again. It is going to be slightly different because it's one of those soups where it's like everything in the fridge kind of soup. So I just took all the vegetables that I had left in the fridge and put them in a pot. And then I'll show you, earlier this morning I made beans. So I have 2 instant pots here in the corner of my counter, and I'll show you. I just released the steam from the first one, so let's see what it looks like. So I put beans in here this morning with some onion. Sorry, it's gonna be a little bit dark because my kitchen's very dark. But I put onions, and then I put garbanzo beans, a bag of garbanzo beans. And then I had a little jar of navy beans. Last time I used garbanzo and navy beans, and I had a jar with a little bit of beans mixed together. So like what I do is when I put my I put my beans in the big jar, but sometimes I have like a little bit left over, so I'll take a little jar and I'll just mix all the beans that I have left over from the big bags into a little jar. And so I just, that one had kidney beans, Mayakoba beans, and navy beans all mixed in the same little jar, so I just used that whole jar plus a bag of garbanzo beans and then 1 onion. And then I just filled it up until, obviously you can see I made a lot, so I just filled the water pretty much up to this level. I filled the water up almost to the max line because I used a lot of beans. And so let me show you in here, in my pot here, I put obviously green beans, potatoes, carrots, celery, 2 tomatoes,
don't get me, don't get me,
and at the bottom there's 2 orange peppers. That's what I had. Last time I used a can of corn. I didn't have corn, that's why I used the green beans this time. There's the peppers, celery, tomato. So that was the base. This is the base of the vegetables, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna spoon some of the beans into here, mix that up. I'm gonna go ahead and do that. Hopefully I don't make too much of a mess, since I just cleaned my Instant Pots. So, I don't know, I'm just gonna fill it up till it's almost to the max here, because I'm still gonna have to add water. Like I said, since I don't have any veggie broth for the 3rd time. I think that's enough because it's getting pretty full. So I still have beans left over for tomorrow, which I might actually try to make hummus out of. So we'll see how that turns out. Anyway, so the seasonings I'm gonna use, this is what I used last time, is poultry seasoning, Italian herbs, black pepper, and seasoning salt, which if you're doing SOS free, you can use Benson's Table Tasty. That's what I was using, but I'm all out. So I'm gonna add a little bit of this. I'm gonna put a little bit of that, but not too much, because they can stick it in their own bowl, or I can stick it in my own bowl if I need more salt in my meal. And I'm pretty sure that was all I used last time. I might have used a dash of cayenne too, but I don't think I'm gonna put that in here this time because it did turn out a little bit too spicy. So yeah, and I don't measure, so you should do everything to taste. So you know, mix it up and then taste the broth and see if you like it. And me, I use a lot of seasonings, so it doesn't really matter. I just pour a bunch in. But yeah, so that's basically how I make vegetable soup. Like I have a hard time making recipe videos for you guys because I don't measure. So it's always really hard for me to figure out how much I needed or how much I used. And so I'm just trying to show you, like, this is how I learned how to cook, by watching my parents cook and just seeing that, just throwing things together and trying this or that and seeing what you like is the best way to learn how to cook. So that's my tip if you're a newbie at cooking. Just throw things together, season a little bit at a time, and keep adding to it until you like the flavor. And that's it. That's how you learn how to cook. So that's how I learned how to cook. That's my best cooking tip for you. It's trial and error. So anyway, yeah, I'm gonna add some seasonings to this, and then I'll show you the top of it so you can kind of see how much I stuck in there. So the one on the left is the Italian herbs, the right is the poultry, and then you can kind of see that I sprinkled seasoning, salt, and pepper all around the rest of the top. I'm actually going to skim off the water from the top of here since that's where all the onions are, and add that to this. And then I'll just add water until it's at the max. And I'll cook it on manual for 8 minutes because I want to make sure the potatoes are cooked all the way through. I decided to just go ahead and strain the bean water into here. So if you can see, it's pretty high up, so I only have to add a little bit more and then stir everything up. It's gonna be good.